This is just a spooky episode, I guess. This is the best we could do. Welcome back, Lone Wolf Badass Podcast, as everybody knows. Bit of a spookier episode today. We're on the hotel balcony while I'm in Florida. The time, let me get a time check for you guys. It's 10:30 at night. So I'm not going to be screaming too loud, but it's a solo episode, solo EP. That's how we started. And realistically, that's probably how I'm gonna finish. But it was a beach day today. Down in Cocoa Beach, the huge. That's East Side. Never eat that. East Side. Standard protocol. I got burnt quite bad. I can feel it in the shoulders when I'm trying to push through the pain and just become one with my body. Let me start back from scratch, I guess, what we've kind of done on this trip thus far. The flight from Minnesota to here, there was a screaming, crying baby. Yeah, that checks out. A screaming and crying baby. So that was all right. And then what happened? I just kind of passed out here and there, mouth open, all over the place. It was one of those flights where you go, I'd like to get off now, please. And you finally land and you go, here we go. And then you realize everybody else has to stand up before you, because even though obviously the Lone Wolf Badass Podcast is popping off, blowing up, we're still in economy, guys. There's no private jets, there's no first class. We're economy all the through and through to the end. So hit that to Florida, and then chill first night. Then yesterday we went to Volcano Bay, which was pretty cool. Once I got over the fact that it felt like I was bathing with a bunch of strangers, I could finally enjoy it. It got to the point where there's a lot of clueless people and a lot of fat people, and that combination on a 105-degree day, not ideal. So we hit what we could. I'll say this, Volcano Bay, if you're listening, let's get an upgrade on the wave pool, right? That's like kind of the main attraction as you go and head in. And those waves were maybe 2-foot swells, dude. Maybe 2-foot swells. I'm looking for 6 to 8 foot rollers, something I can really get into that and body surf all the way up to the front, and then ask my mom if she saw that. You know what I mean? So other than that, it was a fantastic time. I tried to actually record with this camera on one of the slides, and I was told no. And I go, okay, can I just put the camera in my pocket? She said no. And then I went down the slide, crushed the vibe, could not enjoy the slide at all, crushed the vibe, and then I had to walk all the way back up to grab my camera and then walk all the way back down. So, and with the potential torn meniscus, it really shook me up. But then we got some food and we rebounded pretty hard, hit the aqua coaster, and it was smooth sailing from there. Overall, what would I rate Volcano Bay? 8.3 out of 10, I think, because we went early. As the day gets longer and longer. Did I say that? As the day progresses, excuse me, you're gonna get more people. It's gonna get hotter. If you can go as early as possible, you'll be golden, man. You'll be golden. There's a little bit of something for everybody. I can tell you that as well. After Volcano Bay, let's see, what else did we do? I really got to tap in. There's been so much that it's been hard. I think we just chilled. Yeah, dude, shout out to the Drury Hotel. What other hotel has a free buffet for all the paying customers? I know of one. Uh-oh. I'm going solo. I'm going solo. Never mind, man. And then they also have an option where you get 3 drinks per night per person for free. Obviously alcoholic, but there's also a choice for maybe perhaps a Shirley Temple if you really want. Then today was the big beach day, and man, it got us pretty good. We were out there for maybe 5-6 hours. Picked up a Freedom pack of Sam Adams. Would I recommend? I think there's better out there. Honestly, I think there's better out there. I'm not much of a citrus beer kind of guy. And there was two citrusy ones, a blueberry one, and then a normal one. And well, it's a 12-pack, so I gotta really get my numbers up tomorrow. Besides that, boogie boarding was decent at high tide. I got a few good ones. Sully was hitting backflips over the waves. One of the times his butt crack came out on one of them. That was pretty nice. Some dude, actually, right when we got in the water, I thought these guys, and sorry if you watch, I thought these guys were gay. I could have swore they were gay. So they come up from the beach as we go down into the water. And one of them comes in after, and I go, fuck, I don't want to deal with this right now. Obviously, I come off very confident, very tall, very handsome, this, that, the other, but, I'm playing for the home team. Nothing against the away team, but when it comes down to business, I'm swinging for the home team. And I go, man, what is this? And he goes, y'all speak English? Sorry, I should elaborate. He was black, which is cool, but I figured if I didn't say that, then this part wouldn't have made sense. Tomato. Y'all speak English? Yeah, man. All right, cool. I lost my Prada sunglasses. I go, oh, fuck. He lost his Prada sunglasses. And he was telling us, if you guys see him, let me know. I go, bro, I'll keep a lookout. But it's gonna be tough. I don't know if they're coming back. Because you got to think, they'll wash up, come back down all the way. It's a tricky game, and this isn't the clearest of oceans. So, look, let me put it this way, guys. I saw him walk away eventually without sunglasses. To be quite honest with you guys, he walked away without sunglasses. He said black frames, clear lenses. If anybody's in the Cocoa Beach area, happens to see him, reach out. All right, let's track these sunglasses back to the rightful owner. And you might be thinking to yourself, Prada sunglasses. Maybe I just keep these. No, bro, no, that's not how. There's good karma and bad karma in the world. For example, Sully held me in Volcano Bay under a waterfall thing in the lazy river, and I said, dude, what the hell are you doing? Next thing you know, there's a divider, splits one lane into 2, smashes his head on it. I laughed at him, I pointed, and I said, that's what you get, man. So let's be nice, right? Let's find those Prada sunglasses, get them back to the rightful owner. Other than that, kind of reassessed, came back from the beach. There was a huge storm. Again, guys, trying to keep the volume relatively low, where it's 10:30 at night, but I'm trying to keep vibes high while keeping the voice relatively low. This is the best lighting I can do as well. I got my phone down there and whatever type of light this is, because, I don't need to explain it. This is what it is. This is a spooky episode. It's a spooky fucking episode. Anywho's, after that, rainstorm came, showered up, recharged our batteries, hit the town, went to Squid Lips. Yep, and had a great time, bro. There was a bunch of catfish in one spot. That was pretty dope. It was like on the pier type of deal. It was like a kind of a rickety-rackety restaurant, but it was nothing but good vibes, if you ask me. We played the imposter game. I don't know if you guys have played this, where it's like, I don't know, there's 4 people. We were playing with 3, but let's say 4 people. And then 3 of them know the word, 1 of them doesn't, and you try to act like you know what you're doing. Obviously, I crushed it. until they started taking away the hints, and then I completely melted down. I couldn't do it. I was gone. Or the spicy lobster mac and cheese. Stellar. It was quite good. And then we went go-karting, which was awesome. Golf and Gator. Stellar also. And I'd say I came in second-ish. I mean, if Golf and Gator's watching, dude, step up the game, because something's got to change, man. All the karts were different speeds. It wasn't really a race. It was more of a joyride. And then, you know, that you guys advertise all the speed boosts, this, that, the other, but I go over them. I'm smashing the button on the steering wheel. I'm expecting a speed boost. I don't get anything. So I'm talking all this mumbo jumbo, thinking I'm gonna overtake you, and then I don't get a speed boost, and I look like an idiot on the track in front of my entire family. Pros and cons, right? Pros and cons of racing. I will say I did spin out Jackson pretty hard. I had a good laugh about that. He wouldn't let me pass him, so I just, you know, leveled up, did what I needed to do, pit maneuver, kept going. And then he did slam into me pretty hard after the fact, which I do kind of feel my neck is a little bit kinked after that, to be quite honest. But you know, that's the name of the game, right? Go-karting. They say no bumping and this, that, the other, but come on. No bumping. That's like saying, you know, come on, you know what the saying is. I don't even need to say it. Everybody understands it, but what else, man? Solo episodes are hard, that's for sure. I basically summarized the entire trip in 11 minutes. We're just gonna soak up the sun. Try to do everything we can with the time we have. As I'm sitting out here, my balls are drenched in sweat, and I'm getting very tired and want to go to bed, but I'm gonna try to keep talking, because that's what the pod is, bro. This is obviously the podcast. This is the Lone Wolf Badass Podcast. We've came a long way. This might be episode 30. That's 30 weeks straight of doing this, man. That ain't no joke. I think, you know, I don't want to speak too far into the future here, but next week's episode will be quite good if it falls into place. If it falls into place, next week's episode will be a goodie. It'll be a goodie, to say the least. You know, just a few things I've been thinking about while I'm on this trip is like, wow, there's a lot of beers out there. Oh, you'll have to excuse me. That's something else we did. We did Disney Springs. Walked around Disney Springs as well, and tried to split a few G's. They gave me the Guinness in a plastic cup, so I wasn't really quite able to get a G, but there was like a little circle in there, and I said, okay, that'll be the G, and I got in the circle a little bit, so I counted that as a win. It was kind of like, you know, you shoot the basketball and it bounces off the backboard and onto the rim into the net. It wasn't a swish by any means, but the ball got in. The ball was in play and it got in. So do with that as you will, right? I'm still new to the game, trying to find my sweet spot. How many dribbles I need? If I need to wipe my hands before I go in, kind of like, do I blink 3 times? Stuff like that. But once I get that rhythm down, it's constant G splitting. Simple as that. I've also been teaching these people how to answer questions around here. My family, how to answer questions around here. And this is kind of goes out to you as well as the listener or viewer. If anybody asks you a question, bro, I can smell cigarette smoke, and all I can think is somebody's listening to this entire conversation by myself. This is Tyler Durden shit, dude. This is freaking me the fuck out. Anywho's, to answer the question, if anybody goes, and says anything and asks you a question, always respond with, "That's a great question," and then go into your response. It makes you look like an absolute baller. Stops them in their tracks, and they go, "Wow, that was a great question." And you, even if it wasn't a great question, you can go, "That's a great question." Pause a little bit. They're going, "Wow, maybe that was a great question." And then you can kind of grab a little bit of response instead of going, never that. That shows that you're a worthless chud, quite honestly, and that you don't know what you're talking about. Here comes the ice cream farts. Hold on. Oh, that's quadruple chocolate right there from the ice cream hut. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah, bro, I think people are coming out above us. We have our friends above us, but I'm still getting freaked out. Yeah, they're coming out. I think I'm gonna have to end the pod, bro. It's a short, sweet one. I think I'm gonna have to see you guys next week. This is the spooky lighting, black. I'm looking at the ocean right now. It's all black, low vibes. But I came through. This is the best to my abilities, guys. Quick, short, sweet, simple, in and out. That's what I got for you guys. We'll see you next week. Lone Wolf Badass Podcast. This is D Sage signing off. Peace.